They'll fight side by side, back to back, even if it's for the last time.
Welcome back, guys, to another episode of my mini-series, going over each map individually up until Revelations. DLC 4 Revelations is right around the corner, and I just thought it'd be good for everyone to remember what Zombies was like and how it has changed. If you haven't seen the previous two videos I made for Nocturne, Toten, and Verrucht, please see the link in the description or the link on screen. So today we're traveling back to World at War, Numa. And Numa was where we first found our original 4 characters. This was when they were first introduced, and they were completely new to us, and they were absolutely fantastic. The only real problem with the 4 characters that were introduced here were they were all stereotypes, except for Dr. Edward Richtofen. Tank Dempsey was the stereotypical American patriot, and all he wanted to do was kill zombies and protect his country. There was Nikolai Belinsky, and he was the stereotypical drunk Russian who was obsessed with vodka. Takeo Masaki, who is the Japanese soldier who only wanted to serve his emperor, only spoke in proverbs. And then there was Dr. Edward Richtofen, the insane, schizophrenic doctor, who we find out later is actually schizophrenic, and we also find out that he worked with Group 935 in developing weaponry with Element 115. Now, with Dempsey's kick-ass attitude and Edward Richtofen's annoying but somewhat funny schizophrenic episodes, those two really made these 4 characters shine, which makes it no wonder why they brought the original 4 characters back for the last few maps in Black Ops 3. However, that's for another video. Now, with Numa's eerie feeling in the Japanese swamp, we really didn't know what to expect from the teaser trailer that they released at first, but to come to play it, it was actually a really cool map. Along with these 4 characters, it did introduce us to most of the storyline that we now know today. It introduced us to Element 115, it introduced us to the Wunderwaffe DG2, which of course is made from Element 115. Now, I remember playing this map for the first time, and it was just absolutely fantastic. I remember getting so mad because it was difficult. But then over time I learned how to train, and this was pretty much the very first map where you could train and then take out a bunch of the zombies with a wonder weapon, because this was the first wonder weapon. Now sure, you could argue that the ray gun was the very first wonder weapon, and I could consider that too. But when you think of a wonder weapon, you think of training up a bunch of zombies, firing one shot, and it takes out a bunch of zombies. And the Wunderwaffe DG2 will forever be one of the best zombies wonder weapons in zombies history. Now again, Perca-Colas were brought back, but they were brought back in the different 4 cabins that you have in the map, and each of the cabins is separated into a different area of the map. So one is on the left, right, and one is at the front and back. Each cabin was very interesting because they were each original, but the problem with the cabins was, like I said, the perks. The perks were in there. That was the only problem with the cabin. The cabin made the perks fly up in the air for the first time that you open up the cabin, and it doesn't come down. You have to wait like 10 seconds. And if you got a whole bunch of zombies going after you and you need to get Juggernog or Speed Cola, then you're just done. You're dead. But I digress. Let's move on to something else. So the next thing is it brought back electric barrier traps, but it introduced us to another new trap. Something that we found out Treyarch will actually be using in other maps. They're going to create new and authentic traps for each map. Maybe not put them in each map, but if it fits, then putting an authentic original trap in would actually be a really good idea. Now this trap came in the form of the Flogger, a spinning wheel of sorts with spikes on it. And I remember getting a whole bunch of zombies, running through that thing and then pressing the button for that flogger to go round and round and round and round and round, and then going prone under it to watch the zombies just fly away. It was absolutely hysterical, and I loved it. Definitely one of the cooler original traps in Zombies history. Now, like I mentioned briefly earlier, it did introduce us to a lot of storyline elements that we know today, such as Element 115, and it also introduced us to Peter McCain. This map really took off of sorts with the Easter eggs. This is where the Easter eggs kind of really started with the storyline Easter eggs. The very first one is in the starting room with the radios. You put on the radios, it tells you the coordinates of where you can find a certain location, which happened to be Area 51. Then there's the Element 115 meteor rock just outside the map that you can see, and the characters talk about it once they look at it, and they say some pretty interesting quotes just to move the storyline along. The storyline was pretty much a baby at this point. They weren't really expecting to go this far with zombies, but as their baby, they have to move it along as best they can. Now, this set the ground also for future maps, such as Shangri-La and Zetsubo-no-Shima, because as we've learned from Numa, we love jungle settings. Now, for whatever reason, no one really liked Shangri-La, but Zetsubo-no-Shima, people really took a knack to. But this definitely laid the groundwork for those future two maps. It let them know that we enjoy the jungle and swamp type setting. Now that pretty much wraps it up for Numa. Nothing else really to say. If, like I said earlier, if you missed my videos on Nocturne Toten and Verrucht, please see the links. And drop a like if you liked the video. It really helps out. I really do appreciate it. So drop a like, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and stay tuned for the next episode focusing on Doris. Thanks for watching, guys.